I know I'm not the only one who believes that life should be epically beautiful or nothing at all. Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the B community. On this channel we talk about the law of attraction, spirituality, self-development, and so much more. Can I tell you, I woke up today, it's the eve of the full moon, and I was just in the worst mood because I checked my phone first thing and I had all these things that I had to answer and had to get through, and I was just in this really annoyed, low vibrational mood. And you know how you feel like you can't shake it? And so I'm sitting on the floor and I'm telling my mom, like, I'm just so upset and I feel like I can't shake this. I'm just feeling so upset. And you know, she asks me, well, why don't you do some of the things that you teach other people to do? And I was like, oh, right, you're right. That's what I need to do. I did some deep breathing. I looked at some cute videos of animals on Twitter. There's this account that I follow that posts the cutest animal videos. I talked to some friends and they lightened the mood up for me. But what really helped me is I blasted music throughout the house and just danced and screamed and sang and took it all out. And like now I'm feeling back to myself, because when there's all this pressure, you gotta release the pressure in order to become less dense and less material and vibrate at a higher level. Now, this video has nothing to, well, everything to do with that really, but what we're actually going to be talking about in this video is how to romanticize your life, or how to become re-enchanted with your life. So there's this cute notion going around social media that I really like, and that I've actually, for some reason, this past year or so, have really stepped into it a lot more in my own life. And that's the notion of romanticizing your life, or really making every moment and every single day so special. I think that we have this we're kind of born with this idea of, you know, the special silverware, the special dishes are meant for specific situations. Like you have birthday cake, you have cake on your birthday. And we kind of forget that every day is so beautiful, and every day is a gift. It really is. And that we should live our life that way, because we've been gifted this chance to be here on earth in this physical vessel with the people in our lives. And like that should be celebrated all the time. I got this quote and I can't find where it came from, because it's like a graphic. I'll post it right here. It says, write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. He is rich who owns the day, and no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. This new day is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste a moment on the yesterdays. And that's kind of what I did this morning. I just kind of shook it all off, and I raised my frequency, and now I'm feeling good again and ready to deliver this message for you guys. So I am somebody who is classified as an overexcitable. This is a new psychological term that I recently found and that I really see myself in, and I think you would too. I'm willing to bet a lot of you are actually overexcitables, because empaths and highly sensitive people have a lot of overlaps with overexcitables. So these are people who experience life more intensely and feel the extremes of life more profoundly. So we really feel the lows and we really feel the highs at a different level than a lot of people do. And it might even be difficult for you to express how you feel and to see it in another person. So you might bring a friend with you to look at the stars or to watch the sunset, and to you it's like, this is earth-shattering. This is the most beautiful thing that's ever happened in the world. This is more important than anything. And you see that your friend is like, oh, it's a really nice sunset. And you kind of want them to just, oh, do you not see that this changes everything? Like, do you not see that the world just broke and came back together, and all that is life is right here in this sunset? So I get you. If you're like me, that's being overly excitable. So we have vivid imaginations. We're really excited by our senses. We're really sensual. We experience a very wide range of emotions and feelings, and we tend to be extremely compassionate. This is a topic that I'm going to talk about in future videos more, but why I bring it up is because if you are a highly sensitive person, if you are an empath or an overexcitable, or if you're just whatever, you know, you're normal, let's say. Not normal, nobody's really normal. What is normal? But if you just roll with life, you want to re-enchant your life, but it's really important for people who are very sensitive to the highs and lows of life to really experience life in a very profound way. So romanticizing your life is all about finding joy and pleasure in the little moments. And I want to talk about a few areas of our life that we could do that in, that I have come across. And I'd love for you to share the way that you romanticize your life in the comments below. The first way to re-enchant our life, to romanticize our life, is to prioritize beauty. Now, I bet that that's something that you didn't expect me to say. I do actually believe that beauty and aesthetics are very important to the human experience, believe it or not. I think that life should be beautiful, and I think that beauty might even be the meaning of life. I know that that might be perplexing, so let me explain. When I say beauty, I'm not saying the shallow societal aspiration of what's trendy right now, looking like celebrities or looking like certain influencers. I'm not saying let's all look the same through getting injections and surgery and starving ourselves or, putting on weight to be more curvy or whatever it is. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the pursuit of aesthetics for your own experience. What you might find aesthetically pleasing might be very different than what I find to be beautiful. But I do think that it is worthy and worthwhile to make your life beautiful, to pursue inner beauty, to become beautiful from the inside out through the way that you eat, the things that you consume, the things that you talk about, how you treat people. That's what brings you inner beauty, your self-love, the way you take care of yourself, the things that you think about people, right? I also think that outer beauty is important. Putting yourself together and taking good care of your body, treating this body that you've literally borrowed from the earth, borrowed from the Great Mother, treating it with reverence and really loving your body by moving it in the way that makes you feel good and feeding it in a way that makes you feel good as well. I do believe that people should put themselves together. I think that modern society, more and more, especially in the United States of America, but it is trickling out to the rest of the world, we prioritize utilitarian ideals over aesthetics and beauty. So our buildings are becoming uglier and uglier and uglier, and this is something that's happened at least for the past 100 years, I would say, maybe shorter than that. We can have a discussion about that in the comments for sure. Things, machinery, tools, clothing, styles, cars, everything is getting, I would say, objectively uglier because it's cheaper to make and mass produce when things should be more beautiful. I do think that putting yourself together, and that does not mean hair, makeup, best clothes, brand names. That does not mean I don't wear any expensive brand names, luxury brands like that. That's because I'm vegan, so I don't buy things like that. But realistically, it's not necessary to put yourself together. What's important is what makes you feel good. How do you feel like you can face the world? And that could be a bare face. I usually don't wear makeup. I only wear makeup when I am recording videos. But I'm put together, right? And I can face the world that way because I feel like I'm putting myself out there as the most aesthetically pleasing version of myself, and it's not for other people. Remember that. I know that some people will get defensive about this and be like, well, I just want to be comfortable. Personally, I've noticed that I feel more comfortable when I feel good about myself. It's about me, not about anybody else. Now, beauty in your environment is really important. Just for certain people, this might be more important if you have certain things in your birth chart, or you're raised a certain way. For me, having a place that is really neat, organized, and has some touches that make me happy, it makes me wake up and love to be in my home. Like, I love these little lamps and this day bed and my books. I like to have my books everywhere, and things have to be neat and clean. It doesn't need to be like beautifully interior designed spaces. It's just like making it your soul physicalized in your outer surroundings. Does that make sense? So that's a way to romanticize your life, to make things more beautiful. For you, making your breakfast beautiful might be all the aesthetically pleasing beauty you need for your day, and that's perfectly fine. This is going to be individual for each one of us, but it's that pursuit of beauty that's honestly, it makes life more meaningful. And I say this in all ways. I think that when your ugliness comes out, when all of our ugliness comes out in jealousy, petty, hatred, violence, whatever, our ugliness, the ugliness of humanity, we make that into art and we make it beautiful. Make your ugly emotions beautiful by making them into art. Act through them. You know, you feel jealous, like be dramatic about it and really like express it, you know? Don't hold it in. Holding it in will make you energetically and then in extension physically become unattractive. I want to really stress this, that this has nothing to do with like your looks and looking like a Kardashian or whatever it is that people want to look like these days. Any influencer, any actress, it has nothing to do with that. Every single person has beauty within them and outside. We're all beautiful in our own ways. So stunningly beautiful. There's something so gorgeous about just the human vessel in general, and it's just about looking at that and being like, you know, I'm going to prioritize this because that makes life more beautiful. I know that not everybody is going to agree with that, but that's one way. The second way I want to talk about is love. The way that we love others, the way that we love our family, the way that we love our friends, our partners, our neighbors, and most importantly, I would say, the way that we love ourselves. We have this one human life as far as we know. Nothing is guaranteed, right? We might not be human after this. We have this one human life, and we have this incredible ability to love, to use our hearts and to love somebody. And I think that we should love freely, openly, graciously, and unreservedly. If you're going to love somebody, love them really well. Don't half-ass your love. Love your friends dearly, love your partner passionately, love your family, your neighbor, and yourself fiercely. Don't withhold your love because of stories that you have in your mind or things that society tells you or playing games or anything like that. No, be love, become love embodied. Let yourself float through life as the embodiment of love. That's another way I think that we could romanticize our life. And the next thing that I want to share is I think that it's really important to stop looking at each stage of our life that we're currently in as some sort of in-between stage. You know, I find myself doing this, and I know that we all do this at some level, at some point of our lives, where we're like, well, you know, come October, when this happens, then I'll be good. Or when I get this much money, I'll be happy. Or when I'm this weight, I'll be satisfied with my physical health, whatever. We're constantly thinking about this promised land that never comes, because right when we get there, there's another ideal to attain. There's something else to go after. It's so important to remember that this is your life right here and right now. Here, notice where you are right now. Pull your energy away from the past. Pull your energy away from the future and just be here. Notice your surroundings. Feel your body. Take a deep breath. And realize that today could be the best day of your life if you made it that important. This is what I was talking about earlier when we talk about, you know, the special silverware, the special plates that we put out, or having that cake on your birthday. Today, every day is your birthday, because every day you woke up into this human reality and get to experience it with your 5 senses plus your ultra-dimensional senses. It is so special to be here. It's so cool to be here. Let's stop wishing for the future and forgetting that life is happening right now, here, now. Today's the most important day of your life because it's the only one that's promised to you, the day that you're having right now. Tomorrow is never promised. We never know what's going to happen. And I talk about this in my video about death, and I don't want to get morbid with this because we are talking about romanticizing our life and re-enchanting it. But I think death is a really important part of that, because if we always have this juxtaposition of life and death and understanding how meaningful our life is when we realize that one day it's going to end, it makes every day and every moment a lot more special. Which leads me to the next way that we can re-enchant our lives, which is to live for the small things. That's really what romanticizing your life is all about. It's finding the beauty and romance in every moment. So, you know, your cup of coffee in the morning, just being really sensual about it, smelling it, tasting it, closing your eyes so your other senses can be sharpened. listening to birds or whatever noises you have outside your home in the morning. All these things, they're the little things that really make life what it is, the human experience what it is. Think about the feeling of waking up to sunshine on your face, or buying some flowers at the farmer's market, or smiling at a stranger, or having a conversation with a neighbor. It's those little moments that make life romantic and beautiful. And when you're really engaged and aware and access each moment fully, you get to live life in a more full way. You get to be like an overexcitable, where everything is felt more profoundly and everything becomes romanticized. I also don't believe, this is the next little tip I have, I don't even know what to call these. No more busyness for the sake of busyness. Productivity and hustle culture, it goes hand in hand with our ugly modern architecture and our bleached and disinfected society. We should aim for a life that is not too busy for beauty and for love and for romance. In all ways, a life that has plenty of time to literally stop and smell the roses. Those moments must be prioritized. And I'm not saying not to be busy, because we're all busy at certain points of our lives and at certain points of our day, right? In the moments when we are genuinely busy, we should romanticize that and beautify and become enchanted with that as well. And the way that we do that is by taking ourselves less seriously. Find the humor in your busyness. Laugh at your stressed out rage like I had earlier today. I literally did a handstand and I was like, there's nothing to be stressed about. What am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? And as I'm in my handstand, I'm just like laughing at myself. And that's what you're supposed to do. We gotta stop taking ourselves so seriously. So laugh with others about how we are little humans on a big rock that have found a way to keep ourselves constantly distracted from our own mortality and our own divinity by keeping ourselves constantly distracted with largely meaningless work. It's freaking hilarious. We set up this system of bills and money, and like, when we could just erase all of that and return to the land. Like, it's pretty crazy, and it's really funny, and it's something to be laughed about. It really is. And that laughter is enchantment. Laughter is romance. So those are big picture ways of how I think that we should romanticize and re-enchant our lives. If you'd like me to do more videos about romanticizing your life, maybe specific activities that you could do, or anything you have an idea that you'd like me to talk about, please leave it in the comments below. I read all your comments and it really, really helps me. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know how you romanticize and re-enchant your life. You'll be inspiring somebody who's scrolling through the comments while they listen. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I love you so much. Until next time, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.